I'm free thinking right now, so any blanks I have, please just fill them in. All right, so Jacob Blake from the video, if all y'all can see it, like I said, fill in details if I'm missing. If y'all have seen this video, right? This happened about a week ago, a week and a half ago, right? We got a video that it starts off, we're being shown a man arguing with a bunch of police. He is walking away. I think there's like a car. He's walking away from the police, and mad officers are just following him with their guns drawn out, just pointing at him. Dude gets into a car, and then in that said car, they fire off 7 shots hitting him, right? Whole world erupts. World goes batshit crazy. Protests happen. Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yeah, Kenosha, Wisconsin is when this happened. Protests happen, right? And then one of these protests, you got a 17-year-old kid that goes by the name of Kyle Rittenhouse. Just like how we don't forget the names of the ones that died, I also don't want us to forget the names that have caused these incidents as well. So Kyle Rittenhouse, right? 17 years old.
From Indiana.
From Indiana? I don't know. Some fucknut state.
He drove 200 miles from Indiana to Kenosha to break up the protests.
Apparently he was there with like an they're calling them like militia, but apparently they were saying this militia was here to protect the small businesses that were in that area. So this dude, right, shot 2 people, and I think he killed one, right? He shot 2
shot
and he killed
3.
1.
He killed 2.
He killed 2. Okay.
What?
Yeah, he
Killed 2.
Oh, and 1 was injured, yeah.
And he was being looked at as a
Messiah.
hero, 1, and 2, the media, the media is cleaning this shit up. The media clean this, it's like crazy, because like when you peep shit, it's like, I never witnessed this shit until like now, but it's crazy when you actually see something in front of you,
And the media
and you just see the media's version of it. It's crazy. I haven't been seeing like much of this until like recently, within the past couple of years, because like I said, social media is what's giving us all the facts. You feel me? You can't go to news outlets like ABC, CNN, or Fox or any of that shit and expect to get the actual real shit that's going on in the world. The real shit's coming from social media. We're getting all the news before they even get that shit and alter it. You feel me? So it's just crazy when you see the real shit that actually goes down and how the media tries to clean it up. All right, aspiring cop.
Yeah, bro.
What's called aspiring cop is up for murder, or like, oh, this guy was cleaning up after another protest. Like they vandalized. Look at this kid cleaning this graffiti off the wall. This dude was trying to become a cop. He's getting good people. He was being given. Imagine this: I shot and killed 2 people, and a cop passes me a bottle of water. Imagine that. Take a second and imagine that, right? I shoot and kill 2 people, and a cop hands me a bottle of water and say, "We thank you for your work." Do you still think black lives are being protected? Do you still think this is just what are people calling what are people calling the BLM movement? I don't know. People are labeling this movement as a bunch. They're calling us what, terrorists or like some other shit like that. I don't know. They're labeling it as mad other shit. But do you still think all of this shit
It's not real.
is not real?
Or does it matter to you? Because it doesn't apply to you. Oh, I hate when they say that.
A kid is walking freely in the streets with an AR-15 versus a kid who was walking freely in the streets with an Arizona and a bag of Skittles. 2 different situations. 2 different situations. 2 different endings. Same America. Now let's bring it up. Let's talk about it. I've talked my ears off. I want y'all input on this whole situation. We can talk about just the Jacob Blake situation itself. I want to start there. Then we can go into the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, and then transition from there to how the rest of the world is responding to it, along with the NBA, sports in general, and all that. But yeah, let's talk about it.
So when it comes to the James Blake situation, I mean, it pretty much
Jacob Blake.
I'm sorry, Jacob Blake situation.
James Blake is an amazing artist.
He is.
He's an amazing artist. But let's talk about Jacob Blake.
But yeah, as it pertains to the Jacob Blake situation, it kind of it speaks for itself simply because you see the video. He was breaking up a fight. And for one, I don't even understand why they were chasing him down when they probably should have, tended to the altercation that was actually going on. But they chased him down, as you can see, and then he goes in his car, and then one of them shoots him they shoot him 7 fucking times. So I mean, no matter what, you can't justify 7 fucking shots the way people are trying to do. Like, I see people talking about, like, oh, he was probably reaching for a gun or a knife under the seat.
Oh
First of all, ain't no, he's not reaching for a fucking knife. Like, what man's gonna reach for a knife?
Even
like,
if he is, why is shooting him the first thing you're doing?
and even if you were to shoot him 7 times, like that, you're not trying to stop him at that point. You're trying to kill him. Like, that is attempted murder, and there's no way around that. Because I guarantee you, if I was on the street and I seen someone, or if I was in my house, I guarantee you, if I was even in my house, someone broke in and I shot them 7 times, I can't justify that. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I can't even justify that.
Unless you're in Florida.
Exactly.
Yeah, continue.
So it's just like the fact that we're still dealing with this, things aren't changing, and people seem to think it's gonna go away. Like, no, this is not gonna go away. We're gonna keep stepping on your necks and hoping things are gonna change or trying to make things change.
Facts. I'm gonna step on y'all neck as long as you had your knee on George Floyd's neck. But continue.
So it's tiring because why do things like this have to happen in order for us to take note, or not for us, but in order for America, white America, to take note on what's actually going on, to understand our pain, our displeasure, our uncomfortness in this America, and when will shit actually be done about it? You know what I mean? Because we're protesting, we're trying to take action, and it's those in power, mainly white people, majority white people in Congress, all that, who have the power to do shit. And today was voting. It was voting day today across America. You feel me? So today was a great day to try to make change or start that process of making change. So I mean, the video speaks for itself. R.I.P. to Jacob Blake, but
Still
this
alive.
Oh yeah, he's paralyzed, right?
Paralyzed,
right? Yeah,
Facts.
that's the thing. Yeah, surprisingly, yeah, he's
And
paralyzed.
let me add this. This
Yeah.
is a victim of police brutality who is actually
survived.
alive to tell his story.
Yo, didn't they cuff him to the bed the first
Yes.
couple nights? I remember, why did I think he died? Yeah.
Because that's how they normally end up.
Yeah.
They normally do end up dead.
Yeah.
But no, this dude is actually
Do you
one
know
of the
what's-
very few to survive his accident. And because of that, he is now one of the most dangerous men walking right now.
Yeah.
Do you know if he
Sorry,
if
not
he's,
walking, but you get what I was trying to
he's
say.
paralyzed? Do you know if he's paralyzed from the waist down or like neck down? Like, do you know where?
I believe it was the waist down.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So,
I mean, not thank God, but I mean,
Better.
yeah, I believe it was the waist down.
all right, bet. Glad he's alive though.
I don't know. I'm kind of like I said earlier, I'm kind of numb to 2020. So just seeing how most of these events keep happening. I don't know. It makes me scared for when things take a turn, and I feel like they will. I'm not asking for them, but just the way that things continue to progress with the police brutality, even though there's so many protests going on, even though there's so many people working to try and make changes, there's still this blockage of just negativity and just violence that keeps happening to our people. And it's honestly, it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, I look out for hope, I guess you can say. And at this point, do I think it's going to happen? No. Does that mean I'm going to stop trying to work to make change? Obviously not. But if there is no change, I wouldn't be surprised.
At this point, I'm sorry, but I will be surprised if there is no change.
If there
Because
is no
this shit,
change?
like
No change.
this shit can't keep happening, and it won't keep happening. Like, I feel like it's gonna get to the point where like someone's gonna shoot back. You feel me?
That's what I'm scared of.
And once that happens, I feel like it's
What do you mean?
bad shit is about to happen.
What do you mean someone's gonna shoot back?
Like I'm honestly waiting for the situation when a cop is like shooting at a unarmed or shooting at a black man for no reason, unjustifiably. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they have a gun on them justifiably, and they shoot back in self defense.
And the whole story gets spin on the black person.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I want
That's
to.
exactly how that would happen.
But like footage, you have footage of that shit. Like we have footage of everything else.
Yeah, and then
You
the
can't-
media would alter that part out, and you'd only see when the black person shot him.
Nah, if they couldn't alter the George Floyd thing. They can't.
Oh
alter,
well,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm
That's
hip.
what I'm saying. Like if they can't alter. They couldn't alter that. They're not gonna be able to alter that. But that's the type of situation I'm waiting for. Well, not waiting for it to happen, but when it does happen, I want to see how the world reacts to that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if they keep the same energy that they do when the cops are in the wrong, and they shoot someone and they're like, "Oh, let's look at their background." Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? I want to see if they're quick to defend the shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more scared of if, say, people really just start getting tired of going about it this way, the peaceful way, quote unquote, which is the protest and people speaking, and then take it to an aggressive level, and they're like, you know what, this shit ain't working, so let's just get them niggas at this point. And I wouldn't be surprised, because I feel like once these tragic events kept happening, I know a lot of black people that are getting licensed, and they're making sure they know how to use their gun, and they're making sure they know how to protect themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised of an outbreak of, I guess you can say, war, or not war, but
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
A lot of people think there's, I don't know, I don't know. I hate when like it gets to like that part of the conversation, but like there are talks of people thinking that there's like a race war coming because of shit that's going on, and I'm just like, yo, the problem is, well, yeah, race is a big problem. Yeah, race part, that's a big problem. But the major problem with this is the police, yo.
Yeah.
That's the major problem with it, yo. Because people have to understand this whole defund the police movement. Like we're not trying to get rid of the police. Some people are trying to get rid of the police, but the overall goal isn't to get rid of the police, but the goal is to defund them, because like, yo, they're supposed to provide a civil service to us, right? A civil service to all people. We all pay taxes.
Okay.
Cops get paid. Like you got to think about, right? Cops get paid off of our taxes. If you are a citizen in America, hopefully you're paying your taxes. Shout out to Wesley Snipes. But hopefully you're paying your taxes, and
Tax evasion.
yeah, and you're not involved in any of that shit. But yo, if you are a taxpayer, it is these people's job. It's the cops' jobs to be protecting you, period. But imagine you're living in this country. Black people are already put at a disadvantage the minute they're born, the minute they step foot into this country. We're automatically put at a disadvantage. You feel me? And you're just trying to work your way up. You're just trying to work your way up throughout your entire life. That's the thing. Some people, maybe they're born into wealth. Maybe they're born into the middle class. Maybe they're given handouts. Maybe they don't have to work as hard. Black people, we start from the dirt poor bottom and we work our way up. Some people, like many of the names that you saw me list in the beginning of this episode, couldn't reach that point because something stopped them. But in a lot of other situations, they got to go through the police and the justice system. And that's just not built to protect us. It's meant to keep us at a disadvantage. You feel me? You're only allowed to get so high before the world reminds you that you're black. You feel me? And you got to be thinking about like, yo, I'm a taxpayer. I voted. I'm doing all of these things that make me feel like a citizen of this country, but I feel like the country isn't giving me that same respect or protection back. It's like I don't know how else to explain it. Just I feel like that's really clear and easy to understand. I don't think I got to break that down for y'all to understand this, but at the end of the day, just know our whole fight is bettering the police system and getting the justice system to protect all of us, not just the ones who can afford it, because best believe another thing with black people put it at a disadvantage. Most of the time, low income families, you get caught up by the police, you can't afford the best lawyers in the world. So who are you stuck with? You're probably stuck with a public defendant who doesn't really give a shit about you. You're just another case that he has to work up to try to move up on his own shit. You feel me? So they're not really there for you. They're just there because you couldn't really afford a good practical lawyer. And I think that's another way that the system just keeps everybody down in the disadvantage, yo. Because this country has taught me, at least, that you will only go so far as what your bank account will allow you to go. You will only go so far as much as your credit score look. As long as your credit score is good, right? You got to have nothing on your record. And sometimes when you're black, that's just impossible because you just be getting pulled over for no reason. And what else? What else? I don't know. I feel like every day, I don't know, every day being black is a struggle. I don't know. Like, we just walk outside, and if a cop or somebody of that magnitude just wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, it could be a really dangerous situation. You feel me? So, I don't know. That's what I want to say with that. But how do y'all feel about the Kyle Rittenhouse? How they're treating him, how he's being looked at. He was charged for murder. Let me add with that. He was charged for murder. And you would think if you were being charged with murder, maybe the story would be spun a little differently. But no, they're still protecting him. But yeah, what do we think about that?
I mean, the way they portray the story, it's nothing new.
Yep.
This is different to me.
It's different to you?
This is different to me because this is different to me because normally the shooters that I'm used to
have mental illness.
Even that's bullshit.
I'm hip, but that's normally what I'm used to, and that's normally how the mental illness part. That's normally how they flip the shit. And normally when shooters are happening, it's not in a fashion like this. You feel me? So that's why this is the first time where I'm like, oh no, the intention was to cause harm. You feel me? The intention was to cause harm. You feel me? And the focus was the Black Lives Matter movement. You feel me? That was the target. So I'm like, no, I haven't seen anything like this before where we have clear evidence that this kid was doing this and they're letting him skate with it. No, I haven't seen anything like this before. I've seen a lot of people sweep shit under the rug. I've seen people sweep shit under the rug and trying to clean it. But when everything is just out in the open and you have clear proof, nah. And they still trying to spin it? Nah, I haven't seen shit like that before.
I mean, nah, I still agree. I still think that this has happened before simply because, remember Dylan Roof?
Yeah.
Dude shot up
Sandy Hook dude, right? Or was he the one that was
the shot at the church?
Oh, he's a church dude?
Shot at the church, bro. The ops bought him the Burger King after. You feel me? Like, that's crazy. And that man killed 9 people. So, like, I really am not surprised. Like, this is just nothing to me. After that, bro, I'm really not surprised with anything, the way they spin these stories with these white shooters. Because if they're going to do that, they'll do anything, bro. They'll do anything. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, it is what it is.
And it's crazy because and is it also crazy how you have like Kyle being the shooter, and like, you know, when these incidents happen and then they just bring all this shit from the past to like be like, oh, like what could have led up to this moment? You feel me? And it's like crazy what they did with Kyle's past and what they try to do with Jacob's past. You feel me? Jacob, the actual victim and everything. They were like, oh, what were they trying to say about him? They trying to say he had a weapon, or like, yeah, he had priors, or like, oh yeah, they were coming against him because he was being accused of some shit, and they were trying to reprimand him, and he was like resisting arrest. First of all, I don't care what anybody says. There was like what? I think there were 4 cops on him. Fam, I'm walking away from you. This is another, hey, bitch made moment. My back is turned towards you. I'm walking away from you. And you have 4 to 5 guns drawn on me while I'm walking away from you, unarmed. You could have tackled me. You could have got me to the ground. There's 4 of y'all. You could have tackled me, You could have gotten me to the ground. You could have done anything. But instead,
Use
imagine
your
how you look.
gun.
You have your gun pointed at me, and you were walking with me. You're pretty much walking with me. You feel me? You're walking with me. And then as I get into the vehicle, then you let it loose. You want to know why I think you let it loose when I got in the vehicle? Because, hey, blind spots. You can't really see shit if you're in the vehicle. You have a reason to be like, oh, I thought I saw him reach for something. Oh, he was reaching for something. Yeah, camera can't see into the car, so you got more leeway with that. You feel me? You probably wanted to shoot him before he got to the car. But once he got to the car, you're like, oh, okay, blind spot. Let me let it go. We'll see what happens. You feel me? How do they normally treat it during this situation? Like every fucking time they put the cops on leave, they put the cops on leave, even though we have actual evidence. Like there's nothing to clear up. You don't got to go through IA for all this shit. We saw it happen. Dude should be charged right there on the spot. Dude should have been arrested right there on the spot. But I feel like, I don't know, with cops is always different. And I don't know, to everyone that I know that are cops, because I know cops, you just got to read the room. The situation is different. You got to read the room, bro. And it's like this whole thing, you got to remember, when we're talking about like all cops are bad, you can say, yo, there's some good cops. Yo, the same thing with black people. You fit a description, bro. That's what you got to think about. You fit a description. Read the fucking room and adjust accordingly, like we do with our entire lives. All right? And that's all I'll say on that in terms of this whole Kyle Rittenhouse situation. Read the fucking room. Read the fucking room, bro.
And to everyone wearing these Blue Lives Matters gear, shirts, stickers on your car, listen, you're corny. Like, that whole movement as a whole is trash. You guys have nothing to... Because now, they're not only doing it for police officers. They're doing it for firemen. I saw...
Blue Lives Matter.
Blue Lives Matter, Red Lives Matter, and then some other shit. Bro, why is every single thing we have to put into this world, you feel like you have to take it and make it your own?
There's a counter to everything black. There's a counter to everything black, yo. It's crazy.
You're not blue. Majority of the people who are police officers, yes, you are white. But it's a mixture of everybody.
Facts.
So you talking about Blue Lives Matter, please.
And if you look in blue, that just means you need some sun, my friend. That is all that means. That's all that means. That's all that means. I've never seen a Smurf in my life. Okay? There's no such thing as a blue life. All right? This shit's ridiculous. How do we think the world's handling in terms of, I want to start with the NBA because I feel like the NBA took a major stance. I feel like the NBA in the beginning, you can say now, the fact that they're actually playing, you know, it's a little iffy now, but in terms of how they handled it in the beginning and how the rest of sports followed up after, how do we think about that?
They played it well simply because the Milwaukee Bucks were the team that like refused to play a playoff game, like hours
and it was
after
their home state.
Yeah, exactly. Hours after this was reported. So I mean, they took a stand and other teams followed suit, and the reason they did that was because they wanted to sit with the owners. The owners are the billionaires, the ones with more influence than them, and they were able to get the owners to agree to do 3 different things. One of them was to set up voting. So every team, like, they're going to use their arena as a voting place for their citizens and everywhere. So yeah, if you live in, like, for example, the Celtics, you can go to the Garden to vote. So a lot of people that would have trouble having access to a voting place can now go to the Garden. Another thing that they did was they pledged, I'm pretty sure, $300 million over the next 10 years to funding, I think, underfunded communities or inner city communities, just inner city African communities. I'm pretty sure, and I forget the last thing. But the reason they sat out, like, they got a lot of shit done. First of all, they shined a big spotlight on the Jacob Blake situation as a whole, because the MLB followed suit, NHL followed suit. Some people in the NHL started talking about what they're going to do when the season starts.
I was surprised by that.
You feel me?
I'm gonna keep it a buck, but yeah, go ahead.
So when you start fucking with people's money, and I always said this, once you start fucking with their money, that's when they will listen. And they got some things done. So I hope that, like, the change that they enacted, like the influence that the owners have, they bring that to Congress, for example, or to their representatives in their states, and make it change that way. Like, it's a systematic thing. You gotta do it each level. You gotta change each level, and then get to the top, and then change it that way. So I think they got a lot done, and I think or sports America is responding the right way. I don't know about like corporate America or anything like that. Like Uber, for example, they were like, if you don't think Black Lives Matter, delete our app. Like real shit, it should be as blatant and straight up as that. Like, if you don't support Black Lives, delete our shit. Don't fuck with our company. It should not be like half and half or like playing both sides. Nah, it should be that straight. So I mean, the way Sports America is doing is they're doing it right.
Yeah, and I don't even get like the whole side shit. Like, it's clear as day. If you're not with us, you're against us, bro. It's just simple as that.
And the reason why I say that is because you know what people mean when they say Black Lives Matter. People that say all lives matter are doing it to piss you off.
Facts.
And to discredit you. They know exactly what you mean.
They know exactly what you mean.
So that's why it's like, yo, if you don't think that shit, you're being ignorant and you're racist. I don't give a fuck. Racist.
I hear that. And also another thing like this, I can say, I've heard people say that they're not watching sports, or like when the BLM movement is like prevalent on social media, they'll like not be on social media and just chill because for some reason seeing all these things just makes people uncomfortable, and it's like not a fun place anymore. And I'm just like, yo, imagine what it's like being black. Yeah, you're uncomfortable for 5 minutes. You're uncomfortable. Oh, Lord, you're uncomfortable for 5 minutes, bro. Imagine living an entire life, 24 years, bro. I wish I could just turn this off, bro. But I can't. This is things I got to deal with every day. I see it in front of me every day. I see people spewing shit that they know nothing about every day. So if I can deal with that every day for my 24 years of life, y'all can deal with this shit for a couple months, for a couple, however long it takes for you to get the idea. Because if it makes you uncomfortable, that means you are aware of exactly what is going on. And instead of confronting it and dealing with it, you run away from it. We try to run away. Look at James Blake. They shot him. Jacob Blake, they shot him, bro. Jacob, yeah.
Look at you.
We try to run away. We try to dip. But the story is different for us. And if you can't understand that, then there's no need to have a conversation. In the beginning, I was just like, yeah, if y'all go in the past couple of episodes, my energy might have been a little different. Very different. I was going to say, yo, we got to educate these people. We got to do all this shit. I was saying that coming from a place where like, yeah, I know these people are like this. These people are never going to change. They came up this way. We have nothing better than to do but to educate them. But now I'm at this place where I'm be like, you know what? In the year 2020, the world, not just America, but the world is too advanced for me to believe that you are that stupid. So I'm done with educating people, you feel me? Pick up a book, go online. YouTube is free. Google is free. Do whatever the fuck you got to do. But I'm done taking the responsibility of having to educate your ignorant ass. I'm done. So do what you got to do and move the fuck on. A lot of people have. I have a lot of people that hit me up. It was like, yo, I've been quiet in the beginning because I didn't really know what the fuck was going on. But I took the time, did a little research. I'm peeping what's going on. It's a whole lot of fucked up shit. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. You don't gotta hit up your nearest black token friend and be like, yo, I see what's going on and I stand with you. I know that I can't relate, but I see you. Do you see me when I'm on the ground with 7 holes in my back? Because you didn't say shit, bro. Don't come and say now. Just take the time, educate yourself, and then do whatever you got to do after that, bro. Don't come at me with this shit. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.